Hello. Right then. So, as you know, I'm never quite sure where to do the admin stuff in these videos. I'm a university lecturer. As a rule, we are taught to always deal with the admin of our lectures and our courses in the first part of a lecture. Get it out the way, done out of the way before the students are rushing off at the end, so they all hear exactly what you begin. But I have heard some things coming back in comments that people don't like the admin sections at the beginning. They find they lose the topic or they get bored and it drives them off the topic. It's a hard habit to break out of. But I also have found that when I've put the admin at the end of the video and discussed the stuff at the end, it hasn't gotten through. Now, the question is, I realize that bilge pumps, etc., when I advertise that in my videos, because I am making a conscious effort to advertise it, because I think Jamie and Drac both put in so much effort being part of it that I want to advertise it. But it does then take it off the topic. It's on a different topic than what we normally, what the videos are going to talk about. It's usually discussing something else. So it's a bit of a, I'm not really sure what to do on this one, because as I said, my training and all my experience has told me to always deal with the admin first before you get into the substance of lecture, because it's the best way to make sure people know what you're talking about, to make sure people understand. I also understand that some people like the shorter videos, but it seems to me that there's a rather large supply of people prepared to do the shorter videos. And they all do it very, very well. They're all far better practiced than me with integrating video, graphics, all those sort of skills, which I don't have. I'm trying to learn some of them, but I just don't have them at the moment. So it seems to me sensible to concentrate on the slightly longer videos as a rule. I'm going to try and do more of the 2-minute things, mainly because it seems to be quite popular and it's quite useful for YouTube and for Twitter. So I'm going to be doing that. But there are also going to be a whole series of videos which I'm going to introduce again, because I'm not sure if people have heard they're coming. So I am planning on hopefully going away for a bit at some point in September to see my girlfriend. And I don't want to let down my regular subscribers and my viewers by having an absence of videos on the days I usually produce videos. And maybe a couple of other days as well. Depends how many I get done. So I'm recording a whole series of random books, as I call them, to cover for cruise ships, and a whole series of deep dives to cover for the introductions and lives. I hope they'll be enjoyed. I hope you will like them. They'll be mostly closer to the lecture style of the introduction videos, but they will be capped at a maximum of 20 minutes, just as I'm having to record them in advance and I want to make it all work. So, what comments would I like to this video? Well, I'd like to hear your views on the style. I'd like to hear your views on the admin. I know I've got to get better and more reliably remember to put in the timing breakdown underneath. I know Track does it very well, and I'm trying to get better at it, and it's actually remembering to do it before I upload the video. The timing slots, where you go 00 and it then appears and allows you to time off. I think that would probably raise some of the issues with the admin being front loaded. But yeah, I'd love to hear your thoughts about the videos. I'd love to hear your thoughts about how I could improve things. And please, and I mean this in the nicest way, keep it in the scope of what's possible with my skill set. Okay? As I said, I am trying to learn the graphic stuff. I am trying to learn the video editing stuff. But saying that that's what I need to do immediately is kind of, for want of a better word, cruel, because it's something I've never been taught, and I'm learning it from scratch. It's not my area of expertise. I'm a historian. I spend my life researching, writing, and giving university lectures, which are presentations. So I'm very good. I'm amazing at producing PowerPoints. That's what we have to do. And I'm fairly good at walking around the room, keeping an audience interested, and talking with them, which is what we do. I am halfway decent, I'd say, at keeping to a certain time of giving a presentation, but I am quite used to having about 4.5 minutes a slide, which is what I tend to set it to now when I'm doing the introduction videos. I set them to 4.5 minutes roughly. Actually, I set them to 480 seconds to give me a little bit more, to give me technically a few minutes more than 4.5 minutes, just so I can double over if I need to, but I can quickly skip them forward. It's getting better. I hope the software is getting better. And I hope we won't have incidents like we had with TechSeal. Again, in terms of, I'm sure I pressed the button, but it didn't work. Oh, talking to myself for half an hour. That's rather chronically embarrassing. Anyway, so this is the video is going to be titled Admin and Some Questions. The questions are, how do you like to see things improved? What areas do you think I can improve short, medium, and long term? Long term, I know the graphics need to get better. And thank you again for putting up with me going through these learning phases and learning on the job, so to speak. I know it's not always been easy because they have fallen apart. And there was the whole stage where most of the graphics were paper-based. Thankfully, we're past that one. And I am trying to start getting into the habit of having a script, but speaking as a lecturer who tends to work in these sort of scenarios with key points to hit rather than the script, that is more the style I'm used to. And the trouble is, each time when you're studying points, you tend to adjust them to your audience. But the thing is, when I'm doing the videos, I don't have an audience. So the audience is actually me. And I like all the long-winded random stories that go into history. There's part of the stuff I love in history. So that probably comes through in the videos, because I like those cool stories. Anyway, thank you very much for listening to this. And the deep dives and the 4 random books, well, they're all going to be prepped, and they've all, well, deep dives been prepped, and they're going to be recorded over next week. The random books are being recorded, some of them tonight, some over next week, and they will all be sit there on my YouTube account, ready to go, so that they are there well in advance of when they're needed. Part of my commitment. I don't want to let you all down. Anyway, take care, have a nice evening, and thank you again for watching, and thank you again for putting up the growing pains. I realise they, as I said earlier, haven't been fun for anyone. Thank you. Take care.